welcome back to my channel. And today we will, so many people at school are now learning math, geography, geometry, science. So I feel like it should be a good time that we should learn World War II. World War II. Not these ones, though. Okay. Yes, here we go.
For families who choose online learning, the rights...
So I guess we are going to start. It's the short version because last time some of you guys said, why are these videos so long, Hasuna? Yeah, now we have the videos as short.
Is essential. Michigan Online School's team of experienced...
So we use the short version.
It is the largest armed conflict that humanity has known.
Hold up a second. It's 11 minutes.
It is the largest armed conflict that humanity has known. A deadly war that involved tens of millions of fighters around the world. Let's retrace on a map a summary of the main events of World War II.
We're not going to be only doing this. We're going to be watching my enemy, Israel. Or maybe not. Maybe yes. And World War I.
At the end of World War I, Germany and its allies are defeated.
I was not going to expect that versus the rest. Italy, France, UK, Serbia, Romania, and Russia. I was never ever expecting that.
And held solely responsible for the war. With heavy sanctions imposed upon them, the Austro-Hungarian and Ottoman empires are dismantled, while Germany has to repay what many consider an unreasonable debt. Its colonies and some of its territories are ceded to the victors and to Poland, which is recreated.
Poland's now independent. Hold up a second. How could the three, you see those three at the top right? Yeah, how could all those three be independent at the same time? I mean, like, that is possible, but it's hard.
These sanctions are seen as humiliation by the German people. The German economy is weakened by excessive debt and suffers hyperinflation. National mints try to address this by printing banknotes, causing a devaluation of
Whoa, that actually looks like a Germany.
its currency. Between 1914 and November 1923, the value of the mark grew by 1,000 billion.
What?
The following year, radical measures are taken to halt inflation and stabilize and revive the economy. But in 1929, the Wall Street crash in New York causes the worst economic crisis of the 20th.
I know who that is. That crashed on New York. It's Afghanistan.
Century. Its impact is felt worldwide, with Germany not spared either, causing the unemployment rate to explode. Severely weakened, Germany sees a rise of nationalism in 1933 that allows the rise to power of the Nazi Party with Adolf Hitler at its helm.
Hitler is so rude.
Despite the strict conditions imposed upon Germany after World War I, the new totalitarian regime resets the country and restores military service. The country also begins an aggressive foreign policy with a dream of uniting all German-speaking people. Italy, despite its victory with the Allies, is frustrated by the amount of territory it gained after World War I.
Oh my gosh, I'm really acting like a brain 1 IQ. Italy switched sides because it was furious or frustrated by the amount of territory that it got from Austria-Hungary. And now Italy wants more, so Italy just changed sides.
Since 1922, the country is ruled by the dictatorial fascist party of Benito Mussolini. Italy begins a colonial policy by seizing Ethiopia and prepares
Oh my gosh.
a future invasion in Albania.
Events before the war.
In Spain begins 3 years of civil war opposing the Republican government supported by the US.
A 3-year civil war, which means that it was in 1936, and then when World War, I think World War started at 1938. I don't know.
USSR and the International Brigades and the nationalist camp led by Francisco Franco and aided by Italy and Germany. The two
Spain versus all of that.
countries took the opportunity to test their armies and to get closer diplomatically. In Asia, Japan continues its expansionist policy. The country takes advantage of the
Of course, Japan was waiting for this moment. Japan hates China. And what is this big line that is separating the USSR? I think I know who it was.
civil war in China to invade new territories. The Japanese
Oh, it was just the Asian land.
army uses chemical and biological weapons and commits massacres of populations. Germany is now powerful enough to launch its territorial expansion. It first annexed Austria with support from the local Nazi party.
Why does Austria just get invaded and they don't care? Why would they do that? They could just say like, "Hey Germany, can I please do something else?" Like Germany, "Can I please do something for you?" Germany would maybe say yes. So then Austria says, "Hey, can I be one of your puppet states?" A puppet state. If that's the puppet state, the country of the puppet state rules it, although you can see it on the map. Which is why all of the US states are puppet states, which is why you see them on the map. You know, like on the map that we unboxed, yeah, the map. Yeah, that's usually what it is. From the map, which is why you can see the map. And you can see the map, which is why you see all the states unusual. You can see all their lines because they are puppet states. And so is Canada and Australia, I think. I don't know.
Next, the west of Czechoslovakia was invaded. The Slovak Republic becomes a German satellite state, while Hungary grows closer diplomatically. After the occupation of a part of Lithuania, Germany signs with the USSR a non-aggression pact and a plan to carve up Europe.
Wait, what? The Soviet Union and Germany decide that they should invade Poland? No!
It then attacks Poland, which provokes the United Kingdom and France to declare war, marking the
Smart.
beginning of World War II.
Here's the beginning. Germany.
Although the German forces are concentrated in the east, the Allied troops do not take initiative in the west.
Hey, I think you messed up the flag for Germany. It's supposed to look like...
Instead,
Hey, you messed up the flag for Germany. I don't want to be rude, but here. The German flag in World War II. German flag in WW2. You are 100% wrong. It does not look like a black stripe and white stripe and red stripe. See? It's actually called Nazi Germany. Where's the WW2 flag? You're trying to hide from me. That's so sweet. What was the German flag? See? You are 100% wrong. Yeah, that was that one is Germany's flag. Then, if we go into the World War II Will Germany's back in World War II? See, it's this one. This one, Nazi. It's not like this. This is from World War I. I can't believe it. That was a trick. That is not the correct flag.
France and the United Kingdom try to cut the strategic iron ore route that passes through Norway and supplies the German military industry. Germany reacts by invading Denmark and Norway. Within days, the country captures Luxembourg, the Netherlands, and Belgium.
What?
Hitler's new military strategy is called Blitzkrieg, which surprises opposition defense.
Oh, I know this. You see, Germany with surrounding the United Kingdom soldiers, that is Blitzkrieg. I'll show you.
Defenses with rapid, high-intensity attacks in a concentrated area.
That is Blitzkrieg. Germany, I don't want to be rude, but that's cheating.
British forces retreat in the face of this German military prowess, and the German army bears down on Paris. The French army is defeated and an armistice is signed.
And Italy joined in.
Germany occupies the north and west of France, leaving its other territory and colonies under the control of the new government. Germany thus has indirect control of French colonies without having to send an army there. However, parts of the French colonies and the Belgian Congo chooses to stay in the camp of the Allies. In London, which already hosts several governments in exile, General Charles de Gaulle creates Free France, which continues to fight Nazi Germany. Brazzaville is named as its capital. Pursuant to the agreement signed with Germany, the Soviet Union seizes the Baltic states and a part of Romania.
Wow.
Germany, Italy, and Japan combine to form the Axis powers. All dominions and British colonies, with the exception of Ireland, enter the war.
But wait, isn't the US also an ally?
In Africa, fighting begins between Italian colonies and Allied forces. While in Europe, despite the massive aerial bombing of British cities, Germany fails to take over the country. Hitler then changes his plan.
That is so sad. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Germany went on for a plane to London and missed. He hit the ocean.
He now wants to invade the USSR. But the plan is delayed by Italy, that fails to invade Greece and is forced to retreat by Allied forces. After the accession of Hungary, Romania, and Bulgaria to the Axis forces, the German armies head south to invade Yugoslavia and Greece.
Oh no, we're
Everywhere
losing.
in Europe, the resistance is organized in different forms. Sometimes people organize strikes, demonstrations, or protect wanted persons. Some groups spy for the Allies, conduct sabotage, or print resistance newspapers. In Eastern Europe, guerrilla forces undermine the Axis armies. In Yugoslavia and Greece, resistant communists and royalist groups confront each other. Germany isn't spared the
Are they going to reach the United Kingdom and London?
anti-Nazi resistance.
London.
Some attempts to assassinate Hitler, which fail.
Oh, here it is, here it is.
On June 22, Axis forces launched, on some counts,
Yes.
the largest military operation in history to attack USSR,
Here's
which now
it.
passes de facto into the camp of Allied forces. The bulk of the German
Whoa, do you guys think the Soviet Union can win this? Of course not.
troops, well equipped and motorized, rush to the east. To support the Soviets, Allies occupy Iran, which then opens a supply route through the Caucasus. German armies arrive in Leningrad and begin a siege of the city that would last 872 days and cause more than 1 million civilian deaths. Further south, German troops were stopped at the gates of Moscow, where they suffer a harsh and deadly winter. Behind the front lines, the SS massacre Slavic and Jewish populations.
Yes, Japan and US.
In Asia, Japan occupies French Indochina. To counter its expansionist policy, the United States imposes upon it an embargo on oil and steel. In response, the Japanese conduct a surprise attack on the United States at Pearl Harbor. A massive air
No, that's my favorite place. Japan. I thought that we were friends, and then you would do this. You realize that would mean that the USA was looking on the news, and it was the news on the war, and then Japan would just attack on the US? Really?
bombing damages a large part of the US naval fleet. The United States enters the war on the Allied side.
Oh, nice.
At first, they concentrate their forces on the Pacific front. The country also provides supplies to the USSR, which continues resisting the German advance. Japan, for
Well, I saw you guys hated each other.
its part, conquers new territories in the Pacific.
Sounds like humanity.
In addition to the massacres, Japan sends 10 million Chinese civilians into forced labor camps. In Indonesia, millions of prisoners suffer the same fate on the island of Java. In Burma and Thailand, Allied prisoners are exhausted in the construction of a railway line. Moreover, hundreds of thousands of women are forcibly recruited into prostitution for the Japanese army. In Europe, concentration and extermination camps are built to massacre, among others, Jews, resistance fighters, political opponents, gypsies, homosexuals, and people with disabilities.
Turning point.
Fearing a second front in Europe, Hitler built the Atlantic Wall, a series of military installations protecting the coast from invasion. But the Allies first
Hey, Germany, in reality, you see that the ocean looks really small. Germany can do it so easily. In reality, it's so big and impossible to cross. You're just gonna hit the ocean, and then it will explode the sand.
in Morocco and Algeria.
Oh.
Italian Libya finds itself caught between the two fronts,
Uh-oh.
having lost control of its colonies.
Do you, Libyan Italy, and Tunisian German Tunisia, have any last words before you get invaded? No, I have a last word. What is it?
France is invaded.
Vichy France is invaded, you're gonna say? You realize that Vichy France is still here.
In the east, Axis forces try to cut the supply route of the Caucasus, but for the first time, the German offensive undergoes a major military setback. The Soviets take the initiative and counterattack. Africa is now entirely controlled by allies who organize a landing in Sicily. The new Italian government requests an armistice, causing the Germans to invade. The USSR advances rapidly westward, forcing the German army to concentrate on that front. On June 6, 1944, the Allies land in Normandy. Their armies quickly take over and liberate.
Whoa! Whoa, whoa! Do you see that bottom right? Right there? USA, France, and the United Kingdom. You went from two sides, which makes it impossible. In fact, how are you going to invade? Let me see.
Paris. In the west, as in the east, countries are liberated or switch camps. With victory in sight, Allied powers announce the creation of the United Nations. Countries
Do you have any last words, Germany? No. Okay.
that declared war on Germany and Japan would be admitted at its founding conference. This triggers a wave of declarations of war, but without major consequence.
End of the war, yes.
On April 30, Hitler commits suicide in his bunker just before the arrival of the Soviets.
Berlin's
8 days
invaded.
later, the country surrenders. The United States and USSR join forces to overcome the empire of Japan.
One empire left to go. If you all bring your forces there, it's going to be impossible to do.
A military invasion via Manchuria, while the
Oh.
US drops 2 atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Oh!
On August 15, Japan surrenders, marking the end of World War II.
The end. Convalescent. consequences.
After 6 years of war, the human toll is heavy, with at least 60 million dead, mostly civilians. Many cities
The Soviet Union and China are the most. Oh gosh, so many deaths.
are completely destroyed. Europe and the USSR subject millions of German prisoners of war to bonded labor, many of whom would die. Germany and Austria are carved up among the victors. The old guard of European powers are left exhausted and ruined by war. The United States and USSR emerge as the remaining global superpowers. Despite the role of the UN, which aims
Dun, dun. Now we only have our 2 superpowers. Make sure you see this video tomorrow where we watch our Cold War and who wins.
to maintain peace and international security, both sides would eventually engage in indirect confrontations around the world.
The end. Who did you guys think was going to win? I obviously thought that maybe the Allies would win because it's just Germany, Italy, and Japan versus Soviet Union, China, Union of South Africa, Peru, United States, Canada, Mexico. Like, how could they win? What did you guys think? Tell me in the comments. Who do you guys think would win? Who would you guys tell me in the comments? Who would you guys think would win? And also, one more thing to ask you before we have to say bye-bye. Actually, tomorrow, get ready to watch the Cold War. Tomorrow, we will watch our Cold War. USSR versus the United States. It's going to be a different video instead of this channel. And guys, Jew History is the best. Subscribe to him. Anyways, bye-bye. And make sure to watch this. And make sure to watch the video of the Cold War, of me reacting to the Cold War tomorrow. Okay, bye.